title is up for grabs, and that's right, only one will drive back home with the crown. And we begin with the Lauderdale Aqua skiers out of Elkhorn, Wisconsin, Mark. And what we're seeing here in these finals is some new teams, some new faces, and that's good for this sport.
Well, it certainly puts a lot of pressure on the top teams, the perennial powerhouses, Janesville, Badgerland, and Little Crow.
Here's a great example of that pressure being put on right there. An opening barefoot line of 12 barefooters, and that will wow the judges and get the audience revved. And quite frankly, Mark, this is a great momentum builder for the rest of their show.
Well, that's a real secret to many of these shows, is you have to develop confidence not only before the show, but as you're producing the show. And it just leads to synergy, it leads to energy out there on that water.
We're going to put it to a little use. You're going to see Pete coming in on his slalom ski. He is going to hit that jump and stir things up around here, ladies and gentlemen. Please, let's hear it for Pete out there on his slalom ski. He's going to hit that jump and perform for you his one ski gainer.
Great example coming up of freestyle jumping. That's a one ski gainer. You heard the announcer explaining to the audience what is happening during this show.
Onto the water. This is Nancy.
Dan, this is Nancy Lind O'Hare. She's a former professional show skier at Cypress Gardens, and she's giving us a little example of some of her expertise, and certainly she does a beautiful job here, but also coaches the team.
And our second lovely star of As It Swivel Turns, Kathy.
Now keep in mind, for you watching at home, that the stage, as it were, out on the river is about 200 yards long, and there always needs to be action out there on the water in front of the judges.
And of course, equal billing to Melanie as she takes onto the water on her swivel ski.
So as one swivel skier exits, there needs to be another one coming in order to rack up as many points as possible.
And Dan, that's a really good point. Part of the responsibility here are the boat drivers. They have to keep things flowing in front of the crowd at all times.
Ladies and gentlemen, you know what time it is. It's time to do a little visit to Egypt. And you know what that means. What's the biggest thing in Egypt? Well, the pyramids. And that's what we're going to bring for you here today. Steve Martin's very own version of the Egyptian pyramids. Taking off that landing dock, our first prefabricated pyramid.
Terrific job done in that prefab or pre-built pyramid coming straight off the dock. A very difficult maneuver.
Steve Martin's a little wacky and a little crazy, which means he's going to try something a little bit different. So they're going to keep that pyramid built, they're going to ski it all the way around the bay, and they're going to pick up our second Egyptian pyramid. Ladies and gentlemen, our hot prefabricated pickup.
Dan, the strategy here is they already have a high-scoring act, a very successful one. They're going to circle back around and pick up another pre-built pyramid, and this is just a terrific example of teamwork between the driver, between the skiers, and the dock personnel. This is truly teamwork.
Teamwork and timing, so important here. The driver's got to slow down and then hit the throttle, and oh, terrific job. That's going to score a lot of points.
Ladies and gentlemen, our two Egyptian pyramids. Our pyramid building crew.
So the Lauderdale Aqua skiers wrap up their show and put a little pressure on some of the favorites still to come. They did a nice job, and here are the results. For their show out on the water, they get 807 points, and for the supporting crew, the box score, that includes dock and equipment personnel, the pickup boat crew, the announcing, the towboat driver, the showmanship wrapped into the overall show, they pick up 928 points. Coming up, it's the backwater